Okay. This says I am live. I've never done a live broadcast, for the record, everybody. But I'm doing one right now. So bear with me because I have to read some stuff while I'm doing this. Yes, okay. Hmm. It could have told me this before I hit start, but it didn't. For those of you that ever want to start a podcast, this takes a lot of work. I just want you to know. Uh, so this is not my premiere. I have put some videos out. This is also being recorded, so I will post this later because, again, this is like a trial run. Bear with me. I will have more on live chat next time because this is kind of nutsy. It says I have welcome to the live chat, but I don't see anybody chatting. Okay. Yeah, go away. Let's see if I type something, if anything happens. Oh, well, it's typing, so I guess people can chat with me. Oh, wait. What's happening here? It says I'm streaming. YouTube has not responded, which means I don't know. Open studio. Does this move? Oh, yeah, it does. Suggestions. I'm not sure what's happening. It says it's going out though. I'm very confused. Okay. It's just given me a second window, basically. Oh, it's not receiving enough video to make smooth streaming. Okay, so what does that mean? So, I have great internet. What does that mean? Oh, yeah, watch. I can see I'm breaking up. But it is streaming me. Well, I'm going to have to work with some of these settings. And my computer, possibly. Alright, well, I'm going to continue recording this because... there we go. I don't want to lose this window. This window can go away. It looks like I have way too many things going on. That's where I end the stream. How is it possible that... Oh my god, I made it big. Yeah, I don't need this one open. If I want to stop streaming, it's up here. Okay, there's too many things going on here. Apparently, this is a really slow stream. So, I'm going to put the recording out later. I'm going to start talking because I've been on now for 4 minutes of nonsense. And you can go over there. And you can go away. And here's my chat. And that was ridiculous. I figured out how to go live. That's the good news. Yeah. So tomorrow I'll figure out what this is all about because again, I've got 1,000 speed Spectrum internet that I pay extra for because my family. Why do I have an earbud in? Uh, they wanted 300 speed, and I said, no, 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 that's not enough. We need 1,000. So and then this computer, I've been streaming on this computer and doing stuff with it for years, and it's always been perfectly fine. So there's some setting issue that I need to work out the kinks on. So I'll have to deal with that next time. There's no stopping it now. But it is putting it out there, so that's interesting. So right now, what's going on? I'm in Michigan, as you know. Um, it's been a month since I've been on here because I've been very busy just trying to deal with. Well, I've been broke, basically. I'm gonna be honest. I've been broke. I've been working a bunch. Trying to start a new job while working an old job is not ideal. What would be so perfect is if I could take it alone, take time off from the other job while I launch the new job. But that's not ideal. And basically, that's not how everybody kind of has to transition and save up money before sometimes they switch jobs. But because I'm choosing to go and leave a job that has absolutely no security to start a job that has absolutely no security, it's complicated. There you have it. I mean, I keep considering maybe there's something out there that's, I can do not from home, but with my energy, I just really, really don't know how I would pull it off. Honestly, getting somewhere every single day at 7:30 a.m. I would love actually to go work at one of those beautician centers where they do laser treatments because it's so nice. People come in there and they feel so good when they leave, and I've loved having stuff done there before. I think some of it's a joke. I've had facials done, and I'm like, how much for that facial? And sorry, my face looks the same afterwards, but some women just swear by it. It's supposed to be so great for your skin, which it probably is, and over time it pays off. But there are people like Jennifer Aniston looks amazing. She looks the same as she did when she was on the last season of Friends. Courtney Cox, she's overdone it a little bit. Uh, there's people that just look so great without having had anything done because there's such a jump in technology in that world. Like Morpheus is crazy what they do. I've had it done where they pretty much it's like microneedling with electrocution. I had a friend that works at one of these places, and so I got a really really good deal and did it a couple years ago, and I felt like I was being electrocuted. And then she said they realized and forgot about my fibromyalgia, and people with fibromyalgia don't respond well to that stuff. Really. Plus, they hadn't quite worked out the pain numbing cream, and apparently now they use a way better one. So when I was done, there was just a pool of sweat underneath of me from the hour of being electrocuted. But because I lost 100 pounds when I got sober, and so I had just I just felt I looked aged 10 years in a matter of less than 1 year from the skin sagging, and I didn't have the money to have. I was too young to, facelift, but I just wanted to be where my skin would be had I never drank all that alcohol for all those years and never gained all that weight. I just want to be back to where I would be at the age I am. That's it. And so that was what the Morpheus does. But I would like to work at one of those places. It'd be fun. Then plus all those girls got to do tons of free treatments. There might be a little bit of incentive there to go work there. But and they actually pay pretty good. If you have a nursing degree, you have to have a nursing degree to do a lot of that stuff. Injections and all that, which I caution women about injections because fillers and all that seem great. I don't have anything in me right now. I have done lips and stuff, and I can't. I burn through it so fast. What lasts in most women 2 years, it's gone in 4 months on me. They just couldn't even believe it. Cost $700, $800, $900 for one cc. Let's put it this way: 10. I think one packet of ketchup is 10 syringes. Think about how little a packet of ketchup is. So when you see these women with these huge cheeks put on, that's a lot of filler. Now there's the more safe version of doing fat grafting, which I think I've spoken about this. COVID gave me some complications where it looked like once a month I'd been beat up and my face had blown up, or I'd stuck my head in a basket of bees and was like allergic to them. And it did some stuff to my face. You can't really see it on camera, but I do need something done, and the only thing really to correct it will be fat grafting, where they take fat out of one part of your body, spit it around something, and then they stick it back in the parts you need it. I don't have the money for that right now, but someday. But the place I speak of doesn't even do that. I just think that, women feel really good when they go in there, and a lot of people are against plastic surgery and think they should just be the way God made you, which is fine. This is just making a modification. If it makes you feel good, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think everyone should sit around feeling bad about their appearance just because it's not good to want to look good. I don't think that it's. I'm not supporting being vain about it. I'm just saying, having confidence. I can tell you what, when I was looking the best I ever did after I got sober and lost all the weight, and my face hadn't gone through all that horrible stretching every month back and forth, and I looked the best I ever did. I worked harder than I've ever worked, had more confidence than I've ever had. I've continued to keep that confidence, fortunately, as far as just who I am, except for when I go out and about sometimes. I feel like, because of what's happened to my face, people are looking at me, and it's not a great feeling. But then I remind myself there are such awful conditions out there that are far, 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 far worse than my little bit of damage to my soft tissue. And get over it. And so, I don't hide, but it'd be nice to do some modifications. Uh, maintenance. That's what we'll call it. In any case, so I would like to work there, but again, the only way to actually make any money working there is if I went back to school, got a nursing degree, and then did some of the big stuff. If I'm working there as just a facial girl, yeah, you're not making a ton of money. And I can't really handle standing on my back for very long. Oh, sitting in this chair is actually kind of hurting it right now. Yeah. So, what else is going on? I think I've mentioned, so we have where I live, there's a neighbor that's moved in. And so there's been, basically, the way my landlords worked out is they put a washer and dryer. That was her deal. The only way it took a while to rent the place out. The deal was she said she'd only move in if she had access to a washer and dryer. Well, so they put it in my garage. Great. Common sense tells you don't do laundry when you're in another person's garage that was nice enough to let the people put the laundry supplies in there at 11 o'clock at night. And her son was here and was doing it at 11 o'clock at night multiple times this week. So then that had to be addressed. I don't think she'll ever find this podcast. Pretty sure she won't. If she does, we've had the discussion. It's been dealt with. But there's been so much laundry going on for the last week. It's been ridiculous. For one person, nobody needs to do one person 10 loads. She's not living here for very long, so it doesn't matter. So it's been kind of like the messages between my mom and I talking about what's going on. I feel like it's like an episode of a stupid show, basically. Drama, stupid drama, but it's so easy to get caught up in that kind of stuff. I got caught up in it. But it was a nice change of pace for Meghan Markle, because that's who my mom usually talks about. She really, man, I don't want to get any Markle people after me. My mom doesn't like her. I don't care. I really don't. I do like the royal family, though. Say that. I think Kate is amazing, and William. So, today there was some upsetting news. I will touch this subject for a second. I've been told not to go to politics on here. And it's been a month since I've been on. Tons been going on. I mean, we've got, the same stuff that's been going on. Everybody hates ICE, ICE this and that. Shootings, we lost a really amazing person with Charlie Kirk since I last did something on here. It was very sad. And whether you agree with him or not, it's just sad. Anybody that has a family, 2 young kids, and a wife, it's sad. So I don't care what I want to start any of that. I just am saying that's too bad. There's just been a lot of violence. I just don't want any more violence. Let's everybody talk about it and get along peacefully, uh, and have conversations. But today there was in Michigan a church. It's Sunday. 2 people were taken out. 3, including the person that drove through the church. And the church is gone now. He's gone. But it's just very sad. And one of the things that's sad is they don't have their church anymore. You can make anything a place of worship. But you can't really cram. I don't know how many people fit in that place. 1,000 people in one person's home. So finding a new facility. Hopefully they'll have a school or somebody's got something they can donate the space until they build. And I'm sure a ton of donations will come out. But, I was just, people just wanted to spend their day having a moment of whatever their reason to go to church is, and then go have a nice brunch. And that got all destroyed because somebody's idea on what he doesn't agree with. Well, this is why podcasts exist too, to talk about stuff. Come on my podcast and in fact, I encourage it. When I find a way to figure out how this chat works, and then I want to take callers, I want people to call and argue with me. I'm not just about politics. Anything I talk about, I'm happy about it. Because I have people say just, so my other job involves communication. And unfortunately, I have the ability to, if I don't want to hear it anymore, be done and yell at them. But, and that's what gave me the idea about the podcast, is because of my personality, because I just won't tolerate some of the crap that I hear. But I will talk about stuff. But, and then there comes a point where people start hitting on you when it's like, we're here to talk, not be hit on. Please stop hitting on me. And then they just keep going. And that's when you go, boop. God, wouldn't that be cool to be able to do that? Just when people do weird stuff out in public, hit a button. It doesn't sound right, does it? In any case, I do hope that you guys all end up hearing me okay on this, because I'm recording this while streaming. However, oh yeah, I got 2 timers here. Wow, I sync those up perfect. Because I had hit start stream and then start record, and I had like to go really fast, and they're perfectly synced. Like I have my kitchen clocks, my microwave, and my stove are synced up so that they both change at the exact same time. Do you know how hard that is to get them to do that? And so and the one clock, while you're changing, it's technically running in the background, the stove. Whereas the microwave, the second you hit enter, it starts a new minute. So it's not like you can just hit both times at the same thing and then hit start on both of them. No. You have to set the stove and then get ready with the microwave. Watch the stove, and the second the stove hits the same time as you've put into the microwave, you hit start of the microwave at that point, and they're synced up. It's pretty simple. You know how long it took me to figure that one out? Like, tons of tries. And so every time we have daylight savings, I'm like, no, I have to redo all my clocks, and I had this clock so perfectly synced up. Not again. Trump better keep his promise. He started dawdling on the whole subject last daylight savings in March or whenever it was, with Elon Musk was still his boyfriend. Because he said during the last fall daylight savings, when he was still running for president, we're going to put an end to daylight savings. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. People don't want it. And I thought, yes. Then it came around, and, going into the fall is actually going into normal time. What we're in right now, the daylight savings, is not normal time where we get extra nighttime time. That's actually what they, started to make there more time in the day. So in the fall back, we go back to the original time that's always existed in America. And, well, all over the world, a lot of people do daylight savings. There are 2 states, though, I think, in the United States that do not participate. I think Arizona is one of them. And there are certain countries that don't bother with it either. He started to, it didn't matter in the spring because we were springing forward and getting all this extra time. The question is, are we going to stay in the daylight savings time? He said he wasn't going to make that decision until this time comes, and it's coming soon. You better stay in this time zone. It sucks getting dark at 4:30 at night, and I'm all the way at the edge of my Eastern time zone. Literally, if you go to Glen Arbor, which is not far from here, and go put your toes in the water, your cell phone will jump to Chicago time, Central. I've been out there in the water fishing with, I used to be on a charter boat, long story. I'll get to that someday, with an ex. We ran a charter business. Thinking, and I had to get back, and I worked right there on the lake at a restaurant that used to be there. It was so fun. It was a great summer job. And I thought, oh, I'm going to be on time. I'm going to be a little early, actually. And I walked in the door and got blasted. Where have you been? You're an hour late. And I looked at my phone and I was like, I was on Chicago time. It jumped. So I'm that close. So when you're in New York, that's a long ways away the country from here, across the country. So think about how much darker it is there. I think to myself, if it sucks it gets dark here. Shortest day of the year, which actually, shortest day of the year is shortest, I believe, in California. It's like 14 hours and I don't know how many minutes. It gets dark here probably around, it starts getting twilight bluish around 4:45, 5 o'clock. It's dark by 5:30. So that means in New York, it's dark there by like 4 or earlier. And because they're in the same time zone. It's a big time zone. Not broken up quite as well as the other ones. Excuse me. So, yeah. I am hoping he keeps his word and does not go back to the daylight savings BS. It was started. I know I'm rambling here. 2 reasons. So kids didn't go to school in the morning in the dark. Okay. Well, even with daylight savings, they still go to school in the morning in the dark. We go to school ridiculously early if you're in high school or middle school these days. 2, it had something to do with farmers. And 3, there used to be different rates for the power companies with energy savings. So there was multiple reasons that none of which apply anymore. It's pointless, other than it's what we've always done. It's more of I think a lot of these politicians too are like, we can't get rid of it. Oh my God. It's because they don't like change. So they're stuck in their ways. We have to do it because that's what we've always done. Like everyone can agree, it'd be nice not to have to change your stupid clocks twice a year. And that whole week is even though it's an hour difference, it messes your sleep up. It doesn't matter. Especially the spring, because you'll lose an hour in spring. In the fall, you gain an hour. It's kind of nice. Not in the spring. So, there's my opinion on that. My horse, as I've talked about, has had an injury. I really need to find a way to say that's another thing when it comes to money. I need to, get my cat to the vet. He's drinking more water. He's got a kidney issue that he's had for a few years that you can live with for a long time if you treat it. He's on special cat food, but you might have to go on the special stuff added to it now. Got to get him to the vet, but the horse, he needs some special therapy on his leg, and next to giving him to a rescue, which is unrealistic because we'd never see him again, trying to find a way to pay for it. Having horses is expensive. I get it. And it's unusual to have such a big injury, and he can run around out there, but his tendon, his leg is not normal. He really needs special therapy. So I would love, and a GoFundMe page isn't an option, especially because that only works when you have a lot of friends. Because you have to post those things and have it shared and have it go viral to even, yeah. And plus, it's a horse. I mean, there are a lot more people out there that need money through GoFundMe issues than a horse. So I'm not going that route. But it would be nice if there was a pro bono vet out there that had the equipment that could take on some cases. I wish there was more pro bono doctors. And we see it on TV cases all the time. Like, oh, they took him on pro bono. I don't hear about it in real life happening much, where people got taken on for issues with something. I mean, there are some, but plastic surgery where people's been burned or burn victims. That's a good one. And there, like I said, there are, but teeth is another one. Helping people with that. That don't qualify for all this stuff that's free. Make too much for this, but they don't have enough money to pay for something that there's. If I won the lotto, I got some charity things that I would definitely start up. I know everybody probably says that, and then they never do it, but I really would. I mean, if I won the lotto, I would keep my truck. I'd buy a new version of exactly what I drive, and but I'd still keep the one I have, and drive it occasionally. I'm sure. Plus, I couldn't sell my vehicle if I wanted to. It would be mean. I could give it away, but I'd have to give the person the keys and say, by the way, this vehicle, when it's between 50 and 70 degrees, is going to go into low power mode randomly for no reason whatsoever. So in the spring and the fall, it has a temper tantrum, and you have to pull over and turn it off, and then turn it back on, and let the engine reset. And it did the first day I bought it. I think I've already rambled about this at some point. I should probably review my other recordings. So here you go, enjoy the vehicle. And by the way, there's no way to fix it. The one person that could fix it, he's gone now. So, which, may he rest in peace. Really nice guy. Every other mechanic that touches it goes, I don't know what to do. I've tried everything. Just took my money. I spent a fortune having them fix nothing. Like one time I drove away and I was still in their parking lot and it went into low power mode. I just put it in reverse and backed up. I go, you just charged me $200 for nothing. They put a new, that's what it was. They put a new computer thing in. And I tried to drive it. I said, this one's worse than the one that was in it. Put the other one back in. Right then and there, I had to put the other one back in. In fact, the new one, which he'd done it twice already, the guy wouldn't take the second one back. He said, you paid for it, you might as well keep it. So I actually still have that spare computer chip sitting. Chip. It's like this big, sitting in my truck right now. Because you never know. If something really does happen to the one that's in there, I've got one sitting ready to go, and I don't have to go, well, I don't know where I put it. I lost my mind because I'll put things, I think all women do this. They hide stuff, and they think, I don't remember where I put it. Hey. And then you can't remember where you put it. Yeah. Anyway. So interesting. I don't actually know if this is running off of, yeah. My computer's off by 2 hours, or if it's running off of normal time. Well, like I said, this was a trial run. It's slow. I don't think anybody's really watching live because no one knew I was doing this. This is not going to be the normal time. I will put the video out once I figure out how to do that and post that. It may be able to just, oh, you know what? I think I have to go on YouTube and do that myself. In any case, yeah. So that's what's going on with me. That's what's going on around here. I'm just trying to, like a lot of people, keep life going, stay above water. Maybe eventually here have a bit of a life. And that's about it. So, yeah. Which one of these is stream and which one is record? Okay, that one's record and that one's stream. Alright, this is the Nicole Howard Show. Thank you for watching. And again, people that watch the recording of this was meant to be a trial run on live streaming. So, there you have it. Stay healthy, live long and prosper. May the force be with you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Alright, let's see how this goes. I'm taking off now. Bye. Thank you.